all the marbles. Okay, it's just the first hole. Quiet. It's the break, it's the break.
Travis Kelce stood before the crowd, the bright lights reflecting in his watery eyes, his hands gripping the sides of the microphone. There was a hush in the room, the kind of silence that only comes before something deeply important is about to be said. He cleared his throat, his voice trembling, and began to speak, not about touchdowns or championships, but about a man who had quietly and profoundly changed his life. Scott Swift. To most, he's known as Taylor Swift's father, a fixture in the background of sold-out stadiums and glittering award shows. But to Travis Kelce, he had become much more: a mentor, a confidant, a father figure, and perhaps most importantly, a friend. When Travis first met the Swift family, he admits he was nervous. Here he was, an NFL star, used to the roars of tens of thousands and the pressure of Super Bowl plays, yet a simple dinner with Taylor's family made his palms sweat. Scott, with his easy smile and calm presence, noticed immediately. "He made me feel like family from the first moment," Travis recalled, his words thick with emotion. "It didn't matter that I was nervous or that I felt out of place. Scott made sure I knew I belonged. This wasn't just surface-level hospitality." Scott Swift, as Travis soon discovered, had an unparalleled talent for making people feel seen. During their first game together, instead of launching into a discussion on football stats or strategy, Scott turned the conversation inward, toward Travis's own dreams, his childhood in Cleveland, the things that kept him up at night, and the things that made him laugh. "He listened to me, really listened," Travis said, shaking his head in wonder. "He made my answers feel like they mattered. It was a small act, but it set the tone for everything that followed." Travis found in Scott a steady source of encouragement, especially during the rough patches of the season when criticism was loud and self-doubt crept in. Scott was there with advice, but never judgment, Travis explained. He was just there with this quiet strength that made everything feel like it was going to be okay. But Scott was no stoic, distant figure. He had a sense of humor that could flip the mood of a room in seconds. Travis grinned as he shared stories of Scott's quick wit. "He's got jokes for days, good ones, not just the groan-worthy dad jokes. I've seen him have an entire room in stitches within minutes." During Christmas morning at the Swift house, Scott was the orchestrator of joy, making coffee, queuing up music, ensuring everyone felt included and loved. "He radiates warmth," Travis said, his voice softening. Underneath the laughter was something even more remarkable: unwavering integrity. Scott's moral compass, as Travis described, never wavered, and he passed those values down to his children. "I see so much of him in Taylor every day," he said. "The kindness, the principle, the strength, those are all Scott." Scott's example as a partner also left a deep impression. Watching him with his wife, Andrea, through the chaos and wonder of their daughter's career, taught Travis what true partnership looked like. "He's always in her corner, always steady," Travis said. "That's what I want to be for someone." Scott's generosity was legendary within the family. He remembered birthdays, checked in before big games, and always asked about Travis's mom back in Cleveland. He cared about the little things, the details that make someone feel loved and valued. "He makes you feel human," Travis said, "not just like another face in the crowd." Family, Travis emphasized, is everything to Scott. Even though Taylor doesn't have children yet, Scott already talked about being a grandpa one day, about the stories he wanted to tell and the lessons he hoped to pass down. "You can see the love in his eyes when he talks about it," Travis said, his own eyes shining. Scott's work ethic was another source of inspiration. He'd spent his life working hard to provide for his family, giving Taylor and her brother Austin every opportunity to chase their dreams, never asking for the spotlight. He just wanted his family to be happy, Travis said. But even rocks can face storms. Recently, Scott's health had become a concern, and the family was rallying around him as he prepared for surgery. Travis's voice grew urgent. "Seeing someone as strong as Scott go through something like this really puts things into perspective," he said. "Now it's our turn to be there for him." Despite the gravity of Scott's situation, Travis's confidence in his recovery was unshakable. "This family is built on love and strength. Scott will come out of this even stronger," he insisted, the certainty in his voice infectious. The lesson Scott taught Travis went beyond family and football. He showed me that being tough doesn't mean you can't be gentle, Travis said. That being strong doesn't mean you can't be vulnerable. And that being successful doesn't mean you can't be humble. Scott's support during Travis's games was a source of comfort and pride. When I'm playing, I know he's watching. I know he's proud. And that means everything to me, Travis said. He's not just supporting me as Taylor's boyfriend. He's supporting me as a person. Scott's wisdom, too, was unique. He gives advice without making you feel like you're being lectured. Every conversation leaves me feeling better about myself and about life, Travis explained. When Scott spoke about Taylor, his pride and love were impossible to miss. The way he'd raised her, to be kind, generous, and grateful, set the standard for the kind of father Travis hoped to be someday. He's made me want to be a better son, a better brother, a better man, Travis admitted. Watching him with his family, seeing how he prioritizes them, how he protects them, that's something I want to emulate. Even in the toughest times, Scott found ways to bring lightness and laughter. He's the kind of guy who can make you laugh even when things are tough, Travis said. He reminds you what's important. Scott Swift is a fighter, Travis declared. A survivor. A man of unshakable character and strength. I have complete faith he's going to come through the surgery stronger than ever, ready to keep being the amazing father, husband, and friend he's always been. As Travis's tribute drew to a close, his message was one of hope and love. I'm sending all my love and positive energy to Scott and the entire Swift family, he said, his voice rich with sincerity. They deserve all the support in the world. But Travis wasn't done. He had more to say, more gratitude to express for the man who had influenced his life in ways both big and small. He's the type of man who remembers every conversation we've had, who follows up weeks later, who genuinely cares about my well-being and happiness, Travis said. He stayed up late helping Taylor with business decisions. He's driven hours just to be at a show. He's put his own needs aside to make sure his family is taken care of. And he's done it all without complaint, without expecting recognition. Just because that's who he is. Scott's ability to make anyone feel comfortable, Travis noted, was almost magical. He treats everyone with the same respect, the same kindness, the same genuine interest in who they are, he said. For Travis, dating someone as famous as Taylor Swift meant being thrust into a world of relentless media scrutiny. At times, it was overwhelming, and the pressure felt immense. When things got tough, when the attention felt like too much, Scott was there with perspective, with encouragement. He reminded me that love is worth fighting for. As the room listened, spellbound, it was clear that Travis Kelce wasn't just talking about Scott Swift. He was talking about the kind of man he aspired to be, the kind of love he wanted to give and receive, the kind of family he hoped to build one day. The story of Scott Swift, as told through Travis's eyes, is a testament to the quiet power of kindness, the strength and vulnerability, and the way one person's love and character can ripple outward, shaping the lives of everyone around them. It's a reminder that true greatness isn't measured in awards or accolades, but in the quiet moments, the steadfast support, and the laughter shared on a cold Christmas morning. As Travis stepped away from the microphone, the applause was thunderous. But it wasn't for a football star or a pop icon's father. It was for a man who had lived his life with integrity, humor, and love, and for the stories that remind us all what really matters. And as the world waits for news of Scott's recovery, one thing is certain: the Swift family's story is far from over. If anything, it's just getting started.